Well, I'm here. Don't go anywhere. I'm coming. Alright. Alright. We're here. We made it. That's one way to start a stream, isn't it? Okay. How are we doing, chat? How are we doing? I didn't really trade today. If you guys were following me on Twitter, you guys know that I took another day off today. My leg was feeling a lot better, but just wanted to make sure, because obviously we're traveling to the United States very soon. Don't want my leg to be messed up for that. Want to make sure that I'm okay. And since my travel time to work and back to work is pretty much 4 hours a day in public transit, most of the time I have to stand in buses. There's barely any sitting room. I decided to be a little bit smarter about it and you know, take some rest, the well-needed rest that my leg requires, and now I feel a lot better. I can put a lot weight on it. Let's actually turn that music down a bit. It's a little loud, isn't it? So I can actually, you know, now it feels a lot better. I can walk on it, put some weight on it. So tomorrow I will 100% be going back to work, which means get ready for all that Twitter spaces and those Discord areas to be bombarded with my trades and my call outs and everything. So obviously, oh, what happened? An error occurred over here. Are you guys getting the stream properly? It says an error occurred on my stream over here, just making sure that the stream is up and running. It is, okay, it is up and running. It was just a little bug on my side on my screen. It is good. So chat says good. Dieter's in here. Ooh la la, new animations. Yeah, what do you think about that? I was working on that today. Just something to... the old one got a little too stale, a little too boring. So something to spice it up a little bit. Hopefully it looks good. Dieter saying, great man, Dan Duval. You had a great day today. I love it. Love seeing that. And here I am trying to add a little bit more value to your amazing day so far. I mean, what a kangaroo day in the market, right? The market started off being up in pre-market, if I remember. Then it just started selling off big time. Amazon selling off. Amazon day 2, day 3 of that FTC suing them in 17 states news. Also Apple just going all the way below 170, 169. So quite a bit of a destruction on the tech basket today, starting by those two to really lead the downside movement today. But overall, what a crazy bounce that came in, and it was just how long it took the stocks to go down today. It took a fraction of that time for it to go back up, and it was insane to watch that reversal. Was almost in shock, almost in awe of how big of a reversal that was. So shout out to anyone who capitalized the move to the downside, capitalized the move to the upside. I will tell you that I probably would have gotten stopped out at some point on that move up, and probably, you know, stopped trading at that point, because you know, my trade ideas were basically to the downside today. If you guys were following me on the stream yesterday, a lot of my trade callouts were basically for the shorts, or looking for rejections and so on. So those were paying out for the most part. But when the market did its insane reversal, monster moved back to the being flat, back to being positive on the day. So shout out to that. What trading desk are you with now, says Wavy? I'm with Day Trade the World still, my friend. I'm still with Day Trade the World, just not with the Trader TV live desk. Let me just fix the screen a little bit for you guys. Just not with Trader TV live anymore. I'm just with a different floor at the moment. You know, a floor that is obviously helping me a lot more than I have ever been helped, in my opinion, in my trading career. So I'm very thankful for this new opportunities that I have been. Still scalping 100%. I'm a day trader, man. I'm a day trader, but still scalping with the hoping of being able to hold a little bit size for a bigger dream. I can show you a couple of my trades from you know, last week and this week if you want, but today I sadly didn't trade, and yesterday I didn't trade. I had a sprained ankle, or I have a sprained ankle, and it was pretty hard to put weight on me on that leg. Anyways, enough about me. Let's get back to the market, what you're basically here for. You're not here to see my pretty little face and my blue bangs and whatnot. You're here to look at the market insight and where the market could go to. At least I hope so. That's what you're here for. So let's dive into it. So here's the SPY chart. I mean, that's a monster drop to the downside. We thought that 420 area was coming into play today with the way the market moved, but basically ended up 0.04% up to the day. And QQQ up 0.23, moving right back above that same level. It was almost like this level had some sort of a magnet effect on the market. The market wanted to stay around these areas today and not really push all the way down there. And tomorrow being, I'm gonna actually delete this alert, because this alert's useless now. So the market, you know, usually has been known to give us free fall Thursdays these days, you know, tumbling Thursdays. So the fact that we moved up in a way that we did today, even with extra volume on the day compared to yesterday, a little bit more volume on the day today compared to yesterday, and we did try to push down, but the fact that buyers came in and just held up the stock, or held up the market. Look at that reversal. This is a 1 minute candle. It took literally all day for the market to turn red, and it took just a couple minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, to just go back to being break even on the day. Just monster reversals overall. Sadly, that reversal didn't really bleed into Apple or Amazon. They were, you know, really, Amazon got back up quite a bit. That's not bad of a reversal for Amazon itself, but Apple, quite a bit of a beating today on Apple, sadly. I didn't trade today either, man. Way too tired. Only end up doing foolishness when I am. That's a great realization, knowing that, you know, you're not ready to, tired mentally, physically, whatever it is, whatever your reasons are. Not being ready to trade is enough of a reason to not make any executions, and being cash as a position. Sometimes, you know, I showed up to work late when I used to work at Trader TV Live, just because of the travel distance, and I would still go ahead and trade, and it would just eat at my mental. It's like I didn't have enough time to prep in the morning, and I'm going to probably lose on it. And then even thinking about how I'm going to lose is probably going to make me lose. So just knowing that, hey, today's not my day, I'm not ready for it, I don't feel good, I don't feel well, I don't feel like trading. That's a great step for you protecting your capital, which is the big part of the game in the market, right? The market, people just think is about just making money. Yes, making money is a big part of it, but protecting the money you also made is also a big part of that. And what you did today probably helped you on that 100%. I don't doubt that part. So shout out to you, my boy Sterling Silver. Mitchell's in the chat. Sup, Mitchell? Wavy's here too. Wavy Gravy hanging out. Love to see you doing it. This is this show. Best of luck with the tail end of the year. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. If you guys have any specific stocks you want me to take a look at, holla at me and we'll pull them up on the list. Besides that, we do have our watch list basically from yesterday. I just changed the date on it. I'm not gonna lie to you, I just changed the date over here on the watch list because I don't think I'll be looking at any other different stocks other than this extensive ass watch list I have over here. But here, let's do ourselves a little favor and actually pull up the CNBC watch list from today. Thankfully, I have easy access to all of this on my Discord server. You guys can all sign up to the Discord server. That was the midday one. Where's the morning one? Biggest movers midday, biggest movers after hours, biggest movers intraday. Awesome, there we go. So now we have the 3 watch lists: the pre-market, midday, and after hours. Levi Strauss, Costco, ChargePoint, Mattel. So Sirius XM, yeah, we talked about it. Company's still going to the downside even more, especially because they're thinking about combining Sirius XM and FWONK, which is the Liberty Media stock. Levi Strauss going up 1.3% because TD giving them a coverage to the upside, so a little bit of an upgrade coming in. Costco going down after earnings, but I don't know how Costco ended up afterwards, so we'll have to take a look at that. ChargePoint with an upgrade, popped up about 4%. XPO, trucking company, 2%. Lucid Rivian, I mean, we were talking about, you know, how we don't believe any upside move to Lucid. We have that stock on our watch list, so we'll take a look at that. And Mattel with a nice little upgrade, moving up to the upside. No real stocks that I'm too interested in. Let's see if any other stocks pop up over here. The same kind of stocks: Levi Strauss, Cosmos Energies. We were looking at that one. That one apparently went up 6%. We'll take a look at that for sure. Disney hovering near the end of those strike deals going on. Micron obviously with earnings. What's going on with Peloton over here after hours? Peloton bike manufacturing jumped 13% after hours. 5-year partnership to develop for Lululemon. Meanwhile, Lululemon added 1% in the extended market. What are they going to develop for Lulu? Oh, develop content for Lulu. So they're gonna, I guess, use Pelotons in their Lulu commercials, which they've already been doing for a while, right? So I guess that's just a little bit of a boost for Peloton by developing content for Lulu. Maybe they'll get more people to buy Peloton for themselves. Well, we can throw it on the watch list over here for sure. PTON. Duckhorn, don't think anyone really trades that one, let's be real. And then we'll just drop in Mattel on our watch list just to finish off our CNBC watch list. I think this right here, what we have right now, is more than enough to kind of keep a track on for how much keep a track for what stocks are going to come in play tomorrow. So Micron, which had earnings today after hours, we're going to quickly head over to our Benzinga watch list, or sorry, Benzinga screen, see how earnings played out for Micron. Micron sees Q1s coming in well, the loss is going to come in slightly worse than expected, and revenue is going to come in slightly worse, or actually way above than estimate for the next quarter. But this quarter's current numbers are coming in at a beat. They lost a little bit less than expected, and they did beat on revenue also, but looks like their next quarter's estimate is what's hurting them at the moment over here on Micron, and pushing to the downside in the after hours. Looks like those levels that we were previously interested in, 64, 65, could just come back into play. I was a little upset of missing out on a couple of these trades over here. Not over here because I remember taking that breakout trade, enjoying that move to the north side, but I think we missed out that move a couple days over here when it bounced off of that area. So now that we're going to test those levels again, that 64 level, 64.50, 64 area, which has been so very important in the past, is coming right back up, and see how we basically bounce off of that level in the after hours. So Micron, even though the earnings report is good, they are, let me quickly get that screen off your face, even though the earnings report is good, they did sadly lose out on the guidance part, so they are sadly pushing down to that 64.50 64 area. This is the level that we're talking about, that multiple days high, 1 2 3 4 5 6, and then it kind of breaks out and then finds supports at multiple points around over here, and then teeters around in this range too. So that level, very key, significant level in the past, also kind of intersects with this trend line over here that I think we put down last night. So it looks like we might just get that bounce right around that point, or breakthrough off that point, which means a break of the trend. Obviously negative earnings report guidance, not report earnings guidance, negative, but the beat on the current one. We'll have to see if buyers do want to show up at this triple top, quadruple top, or just significant level in history. So I'm just gonna put 64 to 64.50 area to kind of keep on watch on Micron as we are pushing to the downside, sadly. KMX. Before we go to KMX, why don't we go to Costco, because we might have to kind of revamp. Ooh, Costco ended up having a good day. So this is what we were talking about yesterday, that hey, even though Costco did push down after hours, I wouldn't be surprised watching the stock going up. So that's why we had levels to the upside, 545, 550, 535 to the downside also. And if you basically took that breakout of around 545, I guess you were laughing. The stock just constantly just went up to the north side. The buying came in, even though the market was bleeding on the day today. Costco did not care, and Costco just hung out to the upside overall. And if we were to put in the anchored VWAP, actually we did put in the anchored VWAP from that earnings move, and that one was exactly around 250 or 545, sorry. So if once the 545, did you get a dip buy off that level? Look at that, right? The stock rips up off the open, comes back at some point, probably gives you enough opportunity to get that lows again, the pre-market high slash the 545 area, which we were pretty keen on. We put that area right there. So nice little breakout of that area, taking it right back to the upside. Ah, man, I wish I was trading today, and I might have just had that long, and could have just gone home early with my sprained ankle, and gone home with some money instead. Right, but oh well, missing out some opportunities. A little bit of FOMO kicking in. We can't let this. Ooh, I'm burping because of my my bubbly over here. Did I just say fade to black? I'm sorry. I'm burping because of the bubbly over here. Okay. So, Costco, what an insane monster move to the upside over here for this bad boy. Unbelievable. I guess we missed out on some trades. We can't let this FOMO kick into us and ruin our trades tomorrow. Reiterating the words so I can kind of stick it to my head, you know, just kind of affirming affirmations, throwing it into my head and kind of installing it into my head. At the same time, we're also seeing, look at this anchored VWAP. Where is that anchored VWAP coming from, ladies and gentlemen? Wherever that anchored VWAP is coming from, I'm pretty interested. I guess it's that 52-week high that we put down yesterday. That 52-week high anchored VWAP is you know, basically showing you where support came in later on in the day, which is pretty monstrous to me. I mean, yeah, it technically came in around yesterday's high also, if you think about it, and right around yesterday's high, or yesterday's consolidation highs also. But overall, that's the power of looking at VWAP from specific points. You can see if people who were in control previously are still kind of in control or not. And clearly whatever happened with this one over here negated, absolutely. That earnings move negated to the downside and insane pop to the upside. Costco ended up being up on the day now, and now we got more levels to the upside, or a range trade to look for. The candle for Costco today is monstrous. There's a good chance that the stock just finds rejection at this 52-week high area, because their guidance wasn't that strong, if I remember. And look at this strong 52-week high area too. We found rejection before. That is the all-time high, which is not that far out, but we found rejections twice before. The market conditions are not really the best. Yes, it's inflation, and even then, even if it's inflation and even if it's high interest rates, people will still need to go out there and buy food and groceries, and Costco is a big benefactor of that, because Costco, you know, with discounted wholesale food items, more people are inclined to go there instead of your mom and pop grocery stores, most likely, where your food might cost a little bit more. I mean, my house is a great example. We go to Costco every single day. Well, not every single day, but for all our groceries are from Costco. So over here, I think this level could just burst through with some power, but I will not be surprised if it does reject it, because if I remember accurately, their guidance last night wasn't really the strongest amount of guidance. So let's go back to our best friend Benzinga over here when it comes to news articles. And where is the guidance for? Not necessarily guidance, but they were. I think it was the conference call is what happened. Due to weak big ticket discretionary demand, yeah, the conference call kind of brought down the stock, but at the end of the day, the stock still managed to just insanely pop up and save all the rescue all the longs at the end of the day and the bulls. And pretty interested to see what happens now at this 571 area. If we do break through that area tomorrow somehow and the market is green, I mean, we're having fun with the longs from that area. So let's quickly come back over here, look at a couple areas where the stock could find support, and look at this consolidation price and this anchored VWAP. Not sure where this anchored VWAP is coming from, but this one is basically flatlining out for 2 days. For 2 days or more, right around 555. So I'm interested to see if by any chance the stock comes down to 555. It has some support over there, looking for that level to hold up a little bit. No, don't change in Travell. 555 to hold up a little bit. Looks like 560 fought a battle. Yeah, we got below 560, but 560 ended up fighting a little bit of a battle over here to hold, and then obviously 565. I mean, it's a $500 stock, and it's moving in $10 ranges and so on. So today was more than a $10 range, but I would be pretty interested in these $10 ranges at the moment, kind of treating it like Tesla, but sadly the volume is not exactly like Tesla. The spread might be a little bit worse, so you have to be careful obviously when you're taking the amount of share sizes and the amount of room you might want to give the stock to trade in. As let's quickly go check on where the VIX is today. The VIX did come down back to 18, but we did almost get up to 20 when the market was pushing to the downside big time. So VIX is still in a pretty good spot. No reason to get scared about the volatility getting hurt just yet. KMX and Nike, BlackBerry, CCL, all of these stocks have earnings tomorrow, with KMX being the one, actually not, CCL being the one that's on Friday, and KMX being the one that's in pre-market. Nike and BlackBerry, both of their earnings reports are coming out in after hours tomorrow for those of you interested. And just a quick little shout out to KMX, $80 stock, decent volume, you know, average 10-day volume 2 million shares, today volume 4 million shares, trying to push back into this range high on a positive earnings report. Obviously, because it is on pre-market, you might just see an increased volume spike in pre-market, allowing us to make a trade out of the stock off that catalyst. So I'll be watching it, seeing what happens if it pushed to 80, 84, or this 87 areas to the upside on a positive report, and on a negative report I already have some levels to the downside. I'm just gonna not really put levels on my chart because I'm gonna wait for the stock to, or on my watch list, I'm gonna wait for the stock to come out with its earnings report, see how it moves off of that report, and then I'll be ready to look out for some levels for that opening drive trade or that continuation opening drive swing and whatnot. Whew, made it, says Cody. What's up, Cody? How you doing? No more 1113, bro. I'm tired myself. What's that? AMR planes, airplane up 12. AMR planes. Were you the one who were talking about AMR recently? Ooh, yeah, AMR, nice move. 257. Is this the one you're talking about? 12%. This is not 12% up, but it's up $12. It is up at moving like an airline at the moment. Energy Minerals. Was this the stock that you made me pull up recently? Why does this sound familiar? The stocks sound familiar, but for a day trade, can't really do much. $200 stock, 300,000 shares. Like, can't do much over there as a day trade, you know, sadly. Can't do much. Okay, So Nike, BlackBerry, CCL, these are all just stocks to kind of just have on the watch list. Be ready for the earnings report to come out tomorrow, obviously after hours for Nike and BlackBerry, and CCL will be Friday morning, so we'll talk about that tomorrow. We'll skip past those stocks at the moment and go to next stock over here on the watch list, Tesla. I'm expecting Tesla to be red, and it is red. Looks like 240 did break at some point. Oh, we nailed that low. Are you kidding me? Come on, man. That would have been a monster area to catch along, I guess, at some point and run it to the north side. Look at that risk to reward trade over there. And I would kind of love to see where that line comes from also. I guess right around there, right around that high and that high level is where we're finding some bounce action coming in on at Tesla at the moment. So I like that nice little almost to the point. Our level is at 234.57 and it's at 234.58. So nice little bounce on Tesla today off that price, but sadly still down 1.4%. Did manage to close above 240. As for a trade tomorrow, I think I'll be just keep watching these areas. That 230, what was that, 234? Let's just hit 235. So once again, 235, 240, 245, and 235 in the downside over here somewhere. $5 ranges on Tesla. Tesla, you know how I don't really like to put prices on my chart or on my notes over here, because this stock sometimes does work true to those prices, but could easily get gamed. Tesla trades hundreds of millions of shares every single day. There's big players on these stocks like Kathy Woods. There's also retail traders out here who barely know anything what they're doing. I'm talking like myself too at the same time. I don't know what I'm doing. So retail traders who have no clue what they're doing. Then you have professional prop traders like my managers who are crazy at trading. So all these things combined and all those mentalities combined on Tesla fighting, sometimes people get easily shaken out. You have these false breakouts, you have these false moves on either direction and stops getting burnt. So a lot of skill is required trading Tesla. I guess that's probably the reason why I don't have a good track record trading Tesla. Let's throw that one out there. But tomorrow, like as I always do, I'll be watching this stock. If I ever see a clean trend like this, I might just be ready to take the low a day short and just keep adding on the pops, or try to make some sort of a trade out of it and see if we can put some money in our bank. And Tesla is obviously one of those beautiful stocks that you can trade every single day because there's so much volume and liquidity, and the volatility is always there. It always moves for you. Even though you're not technically supposed to trade Tesla every day, you can trade Tesla every day. Let's actually go to give a shout out to a trader that we were giving a shout out to yesterday, Valentin Trades. See how he traded Tesla today. Did he trade Tesla today? He did not trade Tesla today. Shout out to him. Shout out to him. Looks like he did not trade Tesla today, and he just stayed away from it. I guess I don't blame him. When the market kind of was up on the day, went down, and then went back up, I would have been pissed off too. Overall though, yeah, I'll be looking forward to this 240 area as we're still basically holding that area continuously. Every single day we're trying to close above 240. This day successfully, and today successfully above 240. And the tail wick of that candle to the downside showing you that a lot of buyers held that pressure above 240 today, and they fought for it. So congratulations for the Tesla bulls. Sadly though, there is other big negative catalysts out there for the market. Not for the market, but other big negative catalysts for stocks such as Amazon and Apple that is bringing down the market. So we'll have to watch out how these ones play. And the next stock is Amazon and Apple. So Amazon today did break yesterday's candle, pushed them a lot lower, but also had that insane reversal as the rest of the market did. This level over here, when I was talking to the people in my Discord server, Yeah, I was pretty upset that I wasn't trading, because if I was, I would have smoked that short, man. I'm telling you, I would have smoked that short. Missed out on a nice trade over there on Amazon overall. Tomorrow though, we'll get that bag on it. Don't you worry. If there is a trade for us to execute over here on Amazon, we'll look for those bags to be made. I am continuously looking for that free fall Thursday tomorrow. I think the way the market moved today is pretty much a trap. I mean, is that considered a doji, chat? Does the doji body have to be exactly in the middle of the two tail? I guess it's not considered a doji, because it has like a little bit of a body, and a doji is supposed to be pretty much flat line. So I'm guessing that's not supposed to be considered a doji. So what would that be considered? Doji? Yes, that's still serving. You would consider that as a doji? Yeah, I guess so, right? So I guess this is what you would kind of call it, a dragonfly doji. What does a dragonfly doji indicate at this point? Possible price reversal. So they're thinking that because of the power of the buyer is so much to the upside, and the power of the seller is not that much to the downside, that's indicating a price reversal, and that this price is so sticky right now on the S&P 500, and even on the QQQs, and even on the S&P 500, how we just popped right back above this level, that 425 area. They're expecting, possible moves to the upside, but I don't know if that would be considered doji. Doji have some body, yaman. All right, if you say so, I'll believe you, because I actually don't know too much about candle patterns like that. I just look at the tape for the most part. I'm a tape monkey, man. I'm a tape monkey. I wish I was better at reading tape, but for so far, for what it does for me, I appreciate the tape reading, because that's where the truth is for me, in my opinion. Okay, in my opinion, that's where the truth is. All right, so Amazon over here, obviously that 125 area. Did we just end flat on the day completely on Amazon? That is crazy. So yeah, that 125, 126 area, I think that's exactly what we had in the notes yesterday, that we were going to watch out for, and we're going to continue having to see if that level holds up, or do we break down from this price one more time tomorrow, and do we get another short attempt off that price? Looks like the after hours, we did get some pump up to the north side, almost right back to this high over here, 127, but not really. So watching Amazon, they do have that FTC catalyst. 17 different states they're getting sued for monopoly clauses or some sort like that. So there could be more weakness on this one, but they do have a good enough of a new catalyst, I guess, that would kind of bring in new buyers, because they are now joining the AI race. They also have an investment in a new company. I think it was a $4 billion investment in a new company that works on AI. So let's see how Amazon comes out victorious in the AI battle eventually. Apple, we had 172 on our board. Let's see if 172 came into play, and it did. Look at that. So if you were watching 172, this was basically the opening range 5-minute breakout, I guess. Yeah, man. Look at that. This was the level that we called out last night in our notes. 172 ended up being the opening range 5-minute breakout. It barely went above 172.10 after it breaks L. And that short off that level. Why didn't I just go trade today, man? I'm so upset. I could have made so much money today if I just went, but my leg and my excuses stopped me from making that money. But hey, at the end of the day, that just means more levels tomorrow for us to be involved in. So that 172 at the end of the day, yeah, it broke. Insane drop right to 170. The stock just gave you a $2 move without a break in it, and then it also gave you attempts to reload on the shorts if you want. It eventually broke 170 and we even went down to 169. So monster call out for anyone who actually did take that trade. I appreciate you tuning into the stream to begin with and actually punching that keys, because punching keys equals actually making trades. So congratulations on that one. Now, you know, I guess I'll still be watching that 172 area. It was a pretty key important level, that level right there, that 172 price. But now that we finally are making our way back to this 170 area on Apple, that's not the price I want to put it at. Where's 170? That's 170.50. That's basically where we kind of closed at. Double bottom, and then we basically closed at that price. But I guess you guys can just keep in mind for that 170 price point. Today's low 169. I think 170 is a pretty steep enough of a fall for Apple. Apple is getting a little too extended to the downside. Are we going to see the crossovers for the moving averages indicating a downtrend for Apple at this point? That's not something what we want to be you know, looking out for. And my average price on Apple is 142. It's basically plummeting right back to that price. I'm pretty upset, pretty afraid also, and feel stupid to not take any profits out at 198 or 196. Obviously it's a long-term account. We're going to be holding it for multiple decades, as long as we're alive for that. And right now Apple's coming back. I guess it's time for some dipping the buying the opportunities, I guess, right? So we'll see what happens over here on these lower end of the ranges. Apple right now 170 has to be on watch. 172 on the upper end of the ranges without fail. Looking at that price point, as it was very important today on the opening 5-minute range. Usually the ORB 5-minute is a beautiful trade setup, and Apple ended up giving you a beautiful trade off of that opening range breakout. So look out for that price point, and then we got more levels on the upside for us to be interested in on Apple if it does end up going there. Okay, NIO is the next one on the watch list over here. Wow, NIO moving back up to 846. Still kind of stuck in this range at the moment. Not too interested. Volume dying off drastically. 200 million on that day, and now we're only trading 30 million or so. I'll leave it on the watch list, but as you guys know how I work, some of the stocks that I don't have levels written out for, they're basically just to kind of shuffle through to see if there's any trades there. Doesn't mean I'm actually going to trade them. So NIO is going to be on that watch list now, as the volume has been just dying off. The relative volume is going straight into the gutter, and the stock might just, you know, trade sideways for a little bit. So I'm just gonna let it do that. Not gonna be too interested in watching NIO like a hawk like I was recently, because it was giving us some trades. Nvidia stair-stepping its stuff to the upside. Look at that, just grinding on the upper end of that or lower end of that trend line, and just stair-stepping to the upside with the lower high and a higher low. Sorry, higher low and a higher high. Just is slowly making its way back above the trend line and trying to peak back up into the higher end of the ranges over here. Let's see if they can do that successfully. Obviously, I'm expecting tomorrow to be a little bit of a red day on the market. I'm thinking the market should sell off somewhat. Thursdays have known for the markets to be you know, absolute timber Thursdays. I think that's what we're gonna call them, timber Thursdays. So waiting for either timber Thursdays or free fall Fridays to come to kick in. Monday was pretty much a red day if I remember correctly. Tuesday was also a red day. Today was a green day, so I'm expecting tomorrow be a red day also. We'll see what happens, but all expectations over here, we'll have to wait to see if the market can actually give us some trades to the downside, and if that is the case, does Nvidia fall off along with it? But if market is giving us trades to the upside, then we want to be looking out for some possible longs on Nvidia. Looks pretty choppy today, man. Pretty choppy yesterday, pretty choppy today. I don't think you want to be involved in Nvidia at the moment just yet, but thankfully Nvidia is also one of those trades that gives you levels every single day to be involved in. Like Tesla, you can look for those $5 ranges, those $10 extreme boundary areas, 426 and 416, right? The $10 extreme boundary ranges and the $5 midpoint pivots to look and see if there's some sort of a seller, some sort of a buyer. Is the book telling you something? Is the chart telling you something? And then play off of that later on. So Nvidia at the moment, gonna have it on the watch list, but no real levels for me to look out for like I do have on Tesla or on Apple. Rivian 22 was a level that we were pretty interested in, and looks like that level. Wow, Prad. Man, so many levels today that we were absolutely right on and would have killed it if we were trading. So Rivian 22 held. It did give you multiple opportunities to buy the dip. The shorts got burnt. The market reversal absolutely flipping Rivian into an insane long to the upside. So moving right back up to that 2350 area. Where does that 2350 line come from? Right around here. But we could basically go right up to 2450 or whatnot, right? So that 2350 line comes from right around this area and these highs also. You know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna leave that line there. Let's see what the stock does near 2350, and if we do break out of 2350, there's still more levels that we could walk into and get some resistance. But Rivian has been having some good catalysts recently. They've been talking about higher demand and increasing delivery and possible upside incoming very soon. We were pretty we were doing a little bit of a research on Rivian recently also, and liked a lot about their cars. So I mean, we'll have to wait and see what happens at this price point. Right now, if we do pull back to that 22, I'll be happy, more than happy, to look for that long off that 22. And I'm just gonna put down this 2350 price point for myself to also keep an eye out for. Palantir, don't think we saw anything happen. Oh, no way. I'm wrong by saying that. Palantir back above 14, launching itself towards $15. Okay, Palantir. So if by any chance tomorrow Palantir does pull back to 14, we can look for some possible longs off of that level. IMVT is a stock that moved pretty drastically, and we were calling it the Williams-Sonoma setup, if you guys remember, and it did give you something like that. It went higher, trapped the longs, burnt the shorts, and then came back down. And this is exactly what we were picturing it out to be coming out as a trade tomorrow, or a trade for today. If you don't remember, go tool back to yesterday's stream and you will see that we laid it out. There were two possible scenarios that we were looking out for: a rejection of the high day from yesterday, or a little bit of a breakout and a move back down. There's another stock that will look a lot like this. I can't remember what's the ticker for that stock. I think it might be this one or SLNO maybe. I think it was SLNO. So we'll see if that one worked out that way or not. So IMVT did bring in volume, I'm hoping. Yeah, not as much volume as it brought in yesterday, but did bring in a little bit of volume and did give you that short. Now the question is, what happens around these prices? Obviously a whole different game happening. I think this one was a public offering, and they're also thinking about selling a part of the company that they own over here, which is Reviant. Was Reviant the other stock? No, it wasn't. But yeah, Reviant now is continuing to break out and make a new 52-week high. We did have some levels over here on ROIV, that 13 area, breaking out, but not really too much of a breakout. Only up to $13.23. So $13.23. A nice little breakout to the upside. Volume is pretty relative to yesterday's volume, so not bad. Looks like ROIV might still be interesting to keep an eye out for. Let's keep an eye out at that 13 area to see what happens tomorrow on our ROIV and IMVT. I guess we're looking out for. Nah, I don't think I'm trading this one tomorrow. I'm gonna remove it from my watch list and move on from that one. Okay, LCID is we were talking about how we want to possibly look for shorts around this area. I guess we would have been burnt. So finally a stock where we would have been burnt trying to short. Maybe not. We would have actually made money off of it. But eventually the stock does manage to pivot back above that price point and close above 546, 548. So it looks like a little bit of a nice bump back above on Lucid, but I'm not buying it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not buying it. I mean, Rivian getting demand boost and actually meeting deliveries, I understand, but Lucid, I am just not buying it. So looking for more short opportunities whenever they arise, whenever they show up to us. So we'll see if the $6 area comes back into play, or this 540, 550 area comes back into play for Lucid for us to look for the short attempts. Currently it is successfully back above the previous 52-week low, so shout out to them on that move. Up almost 3% today on a pretty flat slash red day on the market. It's not a red day on the market. It was a flat day on the market, but they started off red and then ended up flat. We already looked at ROIV because it was part of the IMVT trade. So we'll move to Roblox next. Roblox still moving up, and the $28 price coming very, very soon up for a grab. So let's see what happens at this $28. The reason why I'm looking at 28 and not really above 28 to 28.50 is because how the stocks has found, you know, multiple bottoms around 28, and these body highs of the stocks of these day candles, sorry, are right around 28. It's almost like it's struggled on every single one of these days to really close above 28. It managed to trade above 28 but struggled to close above 28, and we even struggled to manage to go back to 30 after making that first little bounce over here. So lower low, higher low, what am I saying, lower low and higher lows on the way down, trying to make a 52-week low, which they did. And I'm thinking that's another lower high coming in over here, and then a lower low coming in very soon, somewhere around 24 or so. Roblox getting hurt, and absolutely downside moves in coming more. So I'm looking for that $28 rejection coming in very soon over here for us to be a part of. Looks like we already had that price point mapped out. We are not there yet today for us to make a trade. So tomorrow, 28 to 28.50, we already have it put on the charts or on the watch list for us. So we'll wait for that. Cosmos Energy making a move again today. Look at that. So what was the price point we were looking at for Cosmos? 750, 766. I guess there was no trade there for us. Yeah, no trade because the stock never pulled back down there. Yeah, sadly, no trade. It never really pulled back to 766 to 750 for us to be involved into a dip buy position. It just straight up launched to 830. Shout out to Cosmos, ladies and gentlemen. It looks like we could see a breakout of 830 and a move up to 855 tomorrow. So let's look out for those levels. And even this $8 flat price of $8 to the downside, and a low of 790 today. So yeah, I'm pretty interested to see what happens at 830, and 855 for Cosmos. Femi better have held up at that or that $1 price. Better have held up at 1. And yeah, Femi's still above 1. Look at that. And that's exactly what we want to see from Femi, the stock. How about the liquidity though? Did the volume die off? Oh man, the volume died off so bad on this position. I wanted volume to be in there. I want the position to keep trading above 1, keep giving opportunities to trade above 1. Finally, they're able to sell a drug. That means more money to be coming into their more revenue possibilities, and it's an infertility drug, so that's possibly something that's very in need. So Femi over here, I thought would be, you know, pretty important of a stock to keep on watch. As long as it doesn't go below 1, it's gonna be on my watch list. But the volume is dying down pretty drastically, sadly. SLNO, we said this one should be something like that Williams-Sonoma setup where it should, you know, trap people over here and pull back down. Sadly, that trap never came into play, and we just traded inside the body of the candle of the whole day. So just trading inside the body. Looks like this price point around that 20, which was a level that people were talking about looking for defense of. It's still showing you defense of that $20 area on SLNO. So if 20 breaks, we have a move to 16 and a much more room to the downside all the way back over here. But I guess as long as 20 holds right now on SLNO, these Twitter traders and low cap warriors versus Elkwood or whatever his name is, they're just gonna keep fighting each other forever and ever, and we're just gonna be sitting there with popcorn, shoving popcorn in our mouth and having fun watching them fight between each other. So SLNO, $20 still being held up. Shout out to that one. I don't think I'm gonna be trading it too much, but I'm gonna watch it, see what happens around these prices. Please tell me C Gaming blasted through that price. It did, and we missed out on that trade, ladies and gentlemen. Another trade missed out. Love it. The amount of trades we missed today is actually insane. The amount of money we would have made today is actually insane. Holy smokes. I think like we had like what, 7 levels correct and only 1 level wrong. Let me actually quickly message DLB. If you use my watch list today, you would have printed. Sag, wish I was trading. All right. So coming back to C, look at that beautiful move up right off one of our levels that we have mapped out yesterday, 41 area, 41 coming in, showing you some support. We burst through that 41.50 pre-market high. We burst through a previous level on the stock near 41.28. We find a little bit of rejection near 41.30. Look at that. Well, later on in the day, we find rejections again and again at that price. So it looks like some sort of a seller at this 41.30 to keep an eye out for. And we did thankfully make a move all the way up to 43.60s. So it looks like the stock previously put on my watch list by a trader who used to watch me on what's it called, Trader TV Live. Almost forgot that channel's name. Wow. Trader TV Live, and ever since then I've been kind of watching this stock. And today though, yeah, I mean, look at that beautiful breakout. You could see a possible pullback tomorrow and find supports just with how that body structure of that candle is. I mean, pretty hard rejection of that move towards the north side, but I wouldn't be surprised for a nice little move up to that 50 period EMA on the daily chart, and a move right up to that gap down that it had near 40.60, $45 or so. So looking for that move over there. We'll keep watching it for some possible dip buys in that price point again at that $40.50 to $41, and then we'll keep on watching for a possible rejection of the stock once it does make a move up to $45. Whenever that does happen, I'm going to be watching those two prices. Williams Sonoma, did you make a move? What? No, man, another stock, another level where we nailed the prices. Oh my god. Nailing prices like the Romans did the Jesus to the cross. Come on, man. Absolutely calling out these levels for ourselves. Okay, we need to take this breakout tomorrow on Williams Sonoma, even if it's with like 10 shares, okay? And minimal shares if we can, because there's going to be barely any volume on this stock. We're watching the stock move only 1 million shares now compared to 5 million shares, right? But if we do get the breakout, I mean, that risk to reward needs to be insane. And if we do get the rejection, we got a bit better risk to reward, because we have know exactly where our stops need to be, and we know exactly where the rewards can set up too. So we're watching that 157.30 to 157.50 area again on Williams Sonoma. Gotta be able to make a trade out of that one, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like a beautiful level over there. Continuously finding some sort of a rejection off that level. It's gonna pivot off that pretty damn hard, okay? Platinum Prad in front of my eyes. Oh my, says Almag. What's up, Almag? Thoughts on DOL for long term? Yeah, let's go check out DOL. Let me pull up my YouTube chat over here for myself so I can not have to crank my head all the way to the upside. Those gaps are scary. I didn't trade today either. Hulk pants. Hulk pants? Who has Hulk pants? It's neutral. Don't know which way it's gonna go. Alright, thoughts on solar weakness. TAN ETF. Solar has weakness. Okay. We'll take a look at that. Thoughts on DOL. Yep, pulling it up right now for you. I thought bro meant Dollarama. No. What about Intel? It looks good. Yes, we gotta put Intel on our watch list. Thank you, Dieter. Let me put Intel on my watch list. How can I forget that one? Other stocks. Okay, there we go. Intel on our watch list. Did we not have Intel up here somewhere? How the hell do we not have Intel up there? Okay, DOL for the long term. Obviously, for the day trade, this one sucks. Absolutely garbage. There's no volume on this one as a day trade. But for the long term, keep in mind anything I do say is not financial advice. I can't give you advice on exactly how to trade your positions for long term. I'm not a financial advisor. For that, you need to hire one that actually is, who can give you advice properly on how to manage your funds and where you are in life and situations and so on. So right now though, going off of technicals that I'm quickly putting down on the chart, looking at some levels that I might be interested in. We are actually in the 52-week high area. Let's also drop in some anchored VWAPs from the 52-week high. Does this stock not answer earnings reports? What is this? Oh, it's a mutual fund. Miscellaneous investment trust mutual fund gives you a dividend of 31.5 cents per share. Currently, what is this? Wisdom Tree International Large Cap Dividend Fund. What the hell is this? Never heard of this. This looks pretty cool. It's a dividend ETF that gives a dividend. I want to be part of that. Okay. A lot of 0.0 no percenters in there, but I guess the top 10 right here amount to 22.76% of the holdings over here, and these are the top 10 sectors: finance, consumers, health, energy, blah 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 blah. You guys can see that most of the Japan. Where's USA? I guess this is like non-US based companies. There's like no USA in here. Might be, but a very small part of it. So yeah, I guess this is a non-American ETF of some sorts. I thought I saw some American banks in there. Did I not? SoftBank. Okay, yeah. I guess yeah. It's a good way to invest in outside of the States, I guess, right? DOL. It's just something I'm learning right now. It's never actually you're talking about Dollarama. So is this not the one you're talking about? Dollarama on TOSX? Yo, what? I don't even know. But yo, hold up. DOL looks pretty cool though. But okay, you want Dollarama? Let's go to Dollarama. Is Dollarama also on the American websites or American stock exchange? I guess not, right? I guess not. Yeah, because DOL is all right. You're Canadian? No, I get it. I'm Canadian too, bro. But I'm just laughing because I didn't even know that Dollarama was listed on the Toronto Stock Exchange. It's like, what the hell? How did I not know about this? I've lived in Canada for so long. I thought Dollarama was American, even though they are in Canada. That's the crazy part. But okay, so they have what? Dollar Tree. They have Dollar Store. We have dollar stores too, right? But Dollarama, I guess, is a Canadian thing. And over here, though. For long term, once again, repeating everything that I said when I was putting lines on DOL over there for you. Financial advice, you need to get an actual advisor to help you out, blah, 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 blah. This is just me trying to stall time while I look for some levels that I might be interested in on this position. Whatever happened on this candle? Ooh, earnings move. Okay. So clearly trading below the earnings day VWAP at the moment, okay? Clearly trading below the earnings day VWAP and the 52-week high VWAP, both intersecting right around that price of 94.50 at the moment. Looks like you will see a lot of rejection at that 94.50. Now it's kind of important of how we traded on that earnings day. So let's kind of zoom out on Dollarama and see how we traded on that earnings day itself. So we got a little bit of a level over here that I might be interested in seeing how the stock behaves when we drop down, and that consolidation of that price point where the stock is basically holding off at right now, right? So you see how on that earnings day it basically just traded sideways for a long time. So I'm interested to see how we trade around that price point. These are the levels over here for a day trade mindset, but obviously you're asking for a swing trade mindset or an investment mindset. So let's quickly throw in some other anchored VWAPs over here. A 52-week low anchored VWAP that's coming in right around that area. I guess that's pretty much it at the moment, man. I don't want to put in more anchored VWAPs. So we have these anchored VWAPs. It is showing you that possible supports could come in around these price point. I mean, look how we did dip below it today, but immediately bounced back. This day we basically bounced off that level. We just put that level down. Looking at this day's chart, see how previous historical prices or recent historical prices, also when the characteristics of a stock changes, how important that they can be. So the reason why I'm looking at that day's body to understand, to find where levels can show up on a day scale, pop up over here. Now for an investor or a long-term scale, if you are already in the stock, let's actually go see, is this an all-time high? Holy smokes, is it all-time highs? I'd be a little worried to invest in this stock near all-time highs, because just how other Dollarama type of stocks are going, like what DLTR, isn't that one getting smoked at the moment? Look at that one, right? This one's getting absolutely smoked at the moment. What's the other dollar type of stock? Dollar Tree, Dollarama, Dollar Store. Anyone know the ticker? I don't know the ticker for Dollar Store. Maybe Dollar Store doesn't have a ticker. But the idea over here for the discount stores like Dollarama, you want to obviously be very, very careful, because right now the Dollar General, how do you DG? Thank you, chat. Thank you, chat. So look at Dollar General, right? Look at Dollar General. Look at Dollar Tree. These are basically the American counterparts for Dollarama, and if those are indicative of anything, you know, these American markets are way bigger than the Canadian markets. If that's an indication of anything, then you want to be very careful for trying to invest in this one over here near all-time highs. Obviously the earnings report's great. They are giving out dividends, a very small dividend, but they are giving out dividends, and I'm guessing the forecast was great too. But just from seeing the American counterparts, I'd be very worried about investing in the higher end of these ranges. But if you just want to play technicals at the moment, there's some levels that you can play off of. You can lean off of 90. If we do get below 90, you might want to, you know, think about closing that position, or you might want to think about buying at 90 and having your stop somewhere slightly under 90, maybe at 89, at 88.50. Give it $1.50 risk to see if it has that room to get above 100 and so on. I don't really know the financials of the stock. I don't know you know, more the nitty gritty of how Dollarama compares to Dollar Tree or Dollar General. So more research is obviously warranted, but just once again reiterating myself, be very careful by watching these American counterparts. It does scare me to trying to invest in these positions when they're doing this. But looks like it is absolutely ripping right now. So shout out to the Canadian stocks, baby. Shout out to the Canadian stocks. Let's come back to the chat over here. Understand, just picking your brain. Dollar General, degenerate. I like that. FX also, USD ditching could also influence a lot of dollar. I can't read it. A lot of the traffic outside. USD ditching. Isn't China introducing or exploiting inflation or deflation or something along those words? I don't know what China was recently being blamed for by Aunt Kathy and a couple other people out there. So they're saying that China is introducing some sort of a crazy measure over here that obviously is messing with the dollar. So yeah, you want to be very careful, man. Want to be very careful. Inflation is already hurting your dollar as it is. Inflation is already hurting your dollar as it is. Now let's go to ARM. ARM's still stuck in these ranges, and the volume's going lower and lower and lower every day, sadly. At least it's like 10 million. Today, 6 million shares? Oh, come on, ARM. Ugh. I guess we'll just have to wait till ARM wakes up. We are currently holding up at these anchored VWAPs that we have mapped out from, looks like, couple of these days lows or some couple other points that we have that we've been pretty interested in on this position. So ARM at the moment is holding up. Volume is going lower and lower. I'm just going to be patient for my levels to come into play for ARM. Let's go check out how this uranium stock is doing. Uranium stock still stuck in this higher end of the range. Volume not really dying out too drastically, which is good, and that's exactly exactly what we want to see. It is now moving into the lower end of the ranges, so looking for some buying to come in. Looks like that $5 area did hold today. 510, 5 held. We moved right back to 527. So we'll be continuing to watch for those moves to the high end of these ranges, and when we do move up there, either a rejection off that for a nice little short or a breakthrough off that for a nice move up to the upside, because uranium has been very much in play recently. Look at the uranium ETF, pretty much at the all-time highs. That would be a lie. Not at all-time highs, but uranium is kind of coming back into play right now, so obviously keep that on watch. Disney, that $80 area, if that deal gets closed, there is a possible beautiful long coming in off this 80 for Disney, so that's why we're watching it. Same reason why Netflix is also on the watch list every single day, but the inside day for the last 4 or 5 days now pretty boring. So those levels that we're watching for Netflix, will be continuing to watch that 375 to 378 area for possible buying, and exactly what happened, 375 bottom and the closing of 378 on this position. There we go. That's the level we're kind of giving on Netflix, a pretty wide area to see what happens, and the stock's trading in that level, so I'm not too interested to make a execution on Netflix just yet until that catalyst comes out. Intel, I guess this is what you're talking about on Intel, that beautiful hold of that 34 and then moving right back up to 35. Let's see if we can punch back to 35 on Intel to the upside, but the Micron earnings report could possibly hurt the semiconductor sector and bring Intel to the downside, or vice versa. We've seen Intel use earnings from other semiconductor stocks to propel itself to the upside, as people kind of deleverage from other semiconductors, maybe start putting into other semiconductors. So there is a good possibility that Intel takes off to the north side, but if I am interested in trading a semiconductor stock tomorrow, it will most likely be a Micron first, and then Nvidia, and then Intel. So Intel will be on the watch list without fail, but you know, Micron actually has a catalyst, whereas Intel is just stuck in the range at the moment. We are trading between the 100 period and the 50 period EMA. No real separate catalyst for Intel to trade off of on its own, in my opinion. Does it? Actually, it does apparently. Intel will most likely post lower gross margins. Not good news. This came out at 12:30 p.m. Eastern time. Execution is improving. They're talking about growing, but they're also talking about lower gross margins and so on. So not good news, but overall they did pop up 2.3%, I guess, and there is a possible move to higher and higher ranges over here. We did see Intel not too long at that beautiful $40 price, baby, and I guess Intel is one of my most price possessions in my long-term account, up to 84%. I'll take it. Let's go, baby. 34%. So shout out to Intel at the moment to basically single-handedly saving my portfolio, but as a day trade, I'll kind of have to be on the back burner. I think Micron is the one that has that catalyst that I really want to be watching out for. FSR day 2, did you do anything? Nothing. You just had an inside day, and that's exactly what we expected. That's why we didn't put any levels on there. We'll just Actually, I'll just remove it from my watch list. I don't even see myself trading it. DKNG did not move up to 30, but we are seeing a little bit of a struggle right before 30. That 29.50 showing us some struggle right now. That's the stock. That's the thing. That day we gapped down and we were upset of not being able to trade near that $30 price. But recently, DKNG did get an upgrade from multiple banks. So there's a possible chance that we do move back to 30. So I'll just keep being patient for that $30 area to come back to play. UNFI had earnings recently, made a 52-week low, dropped, I believe, over 10%, triggering that SSR, and we were looking for that possible SSR bounce, giving you some beautiful long, and it did give you that long right off the open. So shout out to anyone who caught that long, but tomorrow it is a possible chance that the stock goes right back to those lows, so we could wait for those lows to come back in for possible dip buys again, or a breakout for more continuation, or you can just wait for that 15 area as we have already mapped out over here. We almost got to 15 today. 1476 was the high of the day. We almost got to 15. Once we get to 15 and a failed trap of 15, that's where I want to be, you know, basically getting in short. Even if you're a swing trader or a day trader, whatever trader you are, that's kind of what you want to be waiting for. Let the stock go up here, trap the longs, burn the shorts, then come back down. A liquidity grab event taking place, pulling back to the downside on a swing term scale, swing term mindset. That will be the trade idea over here. So waiting for those traps happening, and then you build into your shorts, start riding the position right back to the downside as a day trader. And if you want to hold it for a swing trade, you can hold it for a swing trade for a possible break of that 1365 and a new 52-week low to come into play. So UNFI will keep watching for those levels to come in. Banks have been kind of moving back up today, I guess, but pretty much an inside day. We were pretty excited to trade banks overall. JPM did give you that bounce that we talked about, but very muted bounce. And Wells Fargo was also at a pretty important level over here. I guess those levels that we have mapped out, I'll continue watching those levels on Wells Fargo, Bank of America, and JPM. If by any chance if the XLF gets beat up tomorrow, I want to be part of it. But XLF had a pretty decent day up today. Yesterday had a or flat day, I guess. XLF had a pretty bad day yesterday, breaking through that level. That's why we got it on our watch list. But XLF did try to go down, but it moved back up. I thought XLF had a pretty decent day today, because a couple of traders in the Discord were saying that they should have just gone XLF long. But I don't know. I guess they were talking at this point. I don't know. But yeah, we'll keep watching these bank stocks on separate. Meta 300. Did we get back above 300? We actually struggled near 300 all day, and then broke down below 300. Whatever happened here happened, and then we walked right back to the upside. What in the world, Meta? What happened over here? Any news happened over here, ladies and gentlemen, for Meta at that moment? Oh. Quest 3 mixed reality headset and a new Ray-Ban smart glasses, along with a bevy of AI chatbots for special apps. Was that today? A Lego game, man. That's pretty cool. What does this do? Oh, so like the stupid snap goggles that Ray-Bans had, basically. That's it. It's not it's not really smart goggles. It's just stupid glasses that have a camera in them that Ray-Ban had with Snapchat at one point, I think. So this is his way of using those glasses to collect all kinds of data and store and train the AI model that he's trying to train, the way that Tesla trained their full self-driving model, by having years and years and years of data piling in by all these drivers driving Teslas well before any other car could kind of develop that system. I guess this is what he's trying to do over here by having people buy these glasses, start collecting that data, and train those models. I see what you're doing. I'm not stupid. I'm not stupid. So yeah, so even with that catalyst, which I guess was supposed to be somewhat of a positive, the market weakness might have hurt Meta eventually. The longs got burnt out, or the shorts really came into power, pushing the stock much to the downside. Insane smackdown to the downside over there on Meta, but immediate reversal right back to the upside. Monster V-shaped recovery on Meta platform. Shout out to anyone who actually had that short or had that long. I guess a lot of people would have absolutely got smoked on that trade, but that level 300 still stands true. We'll be watching out to see if that price point comes into play tomorrow. Peloton popped up in the after hours with that Lululemon partnership. I call Fugazi. I don't care about Peloton partnerships at all. Let's be real. But it did pop right into this 52-week low, or sorry, I should say previous 52-week low. The new 52-week low around 431 right now. The new 52-week low at 431 right now, and we're watching the stock, you know, pierce back above that $5 area apparently in the or not, or yes, it did pierce back above the $5 area, find a little bit of support right above 5, and 666. I remember that price point very damn well on Peloton. 666 price point on Peloton was a level that I remember trading a lot off of. Look at that bottom, multiple bottoms off that 666, another bottom, and that breakdown. So it looks like we are going to most likely see that price point come back into play. Also happens to be the 50-period EMA on Peloton at the moment. Let's drop in anchored VWAP from that 52-week low, and also drop in anchored VWAP from this earnings day, so that comes in right around 537. And I also want to put in anchored VWAP from this move high over here, which comes in right around $5. So a lot of these are actually showing me supports. Don't like that, I'll be honest. Don't like that because I want to short the stock. But hey, shout out to Peloton. Peloton is getting ready to now find support right above $5 and make a move to 666. So if we do get up to 666 on Peloton, obviously I want to be very important to smack the shit out of that level and short it. So I'll put that level down for myself. But 5 looks like some area to possibly look for some supports for some longs. Don't fight the longs if they're there, Praddy Daddy, right? Don't fight them. Mattel popping into the scanner today from the CNBC watch list. They are apparently getting some sort of an upgrade, but that upgrade only takes it right into this range over here that the stock previously moved into off of that whole Barbie catalyst, Barbie movie, Barbie this, Barbie that. So it popped into this higher end of the ranges for Mattel. Shout out to Mattel off of that news overall. But and then it kind of struggled, never really ended up taking off to the higher part of the ranges. But obviously with the Christmas coming around the corner, with the Halloween coming around the corner, there's a good chance that you'll see a lot of people dressed up like Barbie or Ken and whatnot. I wouldn't doubt it. So there's a good chance that Mattel over here makes a little bit money from all of those boosts and all of those extra licensing sales and so on. So Mattel moving right back into the higher end of these ranges. Very interested to see if we do get a burst through that range. But that body candle today shows you that there's quite a bit of a selling still taking place right around these price points. So if you are interested to short it, 2215 to 2250 on Mattel kind of stands as a price point for us to look for possible shorts on this bad boy. 2250 to 2250, and if we do get a breakout of that area, we got a nice little long setting up on Mattel. That is pretty much the watch list for ourselves. Let's quickly go check out Bitcoin, because I do see someone in the chat saying, can you go check out Coinbase? Marco G coming out. Please check out Coinbase. Yes, sir. I don't mind it at all. I will go check Coinbase for you. But before we do that, let's go see its partner in crime, Bitcoin, because Coinbase kind of moves around with Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin still above 25, well above 30 still. Finding some rejections off that 50 period and the 100 period EMA. The 50 period EMA is now trading on the lower end of the ranges than the 100 period EMA, which basically indicates that a downtrend again. We've seen the crossover happen over here where the trend kind of indicated to the upside, and now the crossover happening where the trend kind of indicated to the downside. Overall though, anything can happen. We're all waiting for I guess that the ETF. I don't know where we are in the pipeline for that ETF to really start trading publicly, or is it trading publicly? Can someone post it in the chat over there? So a bunch of reasons over there that Bitcoin has now not really done a lot. So once Bitcoin starts moving, I guess we can start looking at Coinbase then. But at the moment, you know, muted moves every single day for the past few days. Once Bitcoin gets active, you'll see Coinbase getting very active along with it. Coinbase trades around beautiful ranges too. Look at that 87 price, and this bottom right now we're finding right in front of 70 every single day. We're not able to get below 70, sorry. So if you are interested in longs on Coinbase, you could look for that $70 to uphold, and if you are if that 70 breaks, you can obviously get a little bit more room to the downside. But I'll only be interested interested to short Coinbase or go long Coinbase when there's actual catalyst behind that stock, when the relative volume is higher, and if Bitcoin is actually moving around, because at that point there's a reason to trade it. But right now Coinbase not really doing too much for me, so nothing to trade. But I will put down the 70 area, and I'll also put down this 78 area and the 86, 87 area on my notes, just in case those prices ever do come into play. I'm ready for them. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the watch list for today. And tomorrow, we're actually going to be trading all of this, hopefully, and smacking some trades and making some money, putting some money into my pocket, and enjoying it, mate. Enjoying it. So let me just throw in my notes over here on Discord in my private server. And for those of you who want to take a screenshot right now, feel free to take a screenshot. There you go. Take a screenshot, save some notes for yourselves, and have some fun. Last but not least, let's go scrounge some economic data over here, see if there's any big economic data that can move the market. We got GDP. GDP quarter over quarter coming in at 830, so that could basically move the market. Pending home sales coming in at 10 o'clock, that could move a couple of the home stocks over there. And Fed Chair Powell comes in at 1600. That's basically at the end of the market, so who cares about that at that point. But yeah, a couple important market events over here coming in. Continuous jobless claims. Why is that a 1-star event? It's not supposed to be more than a 1-star, but either way, GDP, apparently a more significant event tomorrow than continuous jobless claims at the moment. So watch out for that 830 price point. Seeing if we missed any important stocks in the after hours by any chance. We pretty much talked about the biggest movers, I'm pretty sure. Workday. Wow, okay, Workday dropped 8%. LRE dropped, what is LRE? They moved around, but not really with any volume, so I wouldn't even consider that as a move. But yeah, moved. And Micron, we talked about that. IonQ moving around again. Okay, IonQ moving around. Palantir, we talked about that. Palantir now at 1521, up another 2.4% in the after hour. Shout out to Palantir, ladies and gentlemen. We thought Palantir was doomed. It was at 13 bucks not too long ago, or 13.50ish, and shout out to that bad boy. Looks like I'm good on my watch list. I don't see any other stocks that I feel like I need to add to my notes over here. I'm pretty good on my watch list. I hope you guys found some trades over here for yourselves, and absolutely smack the market tomorrow. Smack the market. Ooh, hopefully I didn't kill it. Yeah, smack the market. Good luck on the markets. We will be back tomorrow for the last stream of the week, Thursday, and hopefully I do end up having a better foot to actually end up going into work tomorrow. I think I will. So I will be going into work, and then you'll be watching all my trades, all my call outs, all my executions on Discord and on Twitter. So if you're not joined on both, all the links are down below, and feel free to also check out my affiliate sponsors if you want to sign up with TraderSync, Trade Ideas, or even with Benzinga, all the tools that I use on a regular basis to actually trade. So if you want to use those tools, feel free to check the links out below. It would help me out a lot. Thank you for coming out as always. If you haven't hit the like and subscribe, that's fine. That's fine. Maybe next time you will think about hitting that. So until then, peace, good night, adios.
An agreement with some gentlemen, and I wasn't going to break that agreement. Because remember, that whole idea is like, once you get to, ergonomy tartrate from the black